I was doing some work at the refinery the other day, and some of the guys were telling me about this spot. I thought I'd drop in and check it out. Sounds like it could be promising, so let's get in and have a look.
Now this spot isn't too much further downstream from where we were fishing in episode 1. It's sandwiched in between the Gladstone Dog Park and Buldwoyn Drive. Now I've brought a couple of crab pots along with me just in case the fishing's a little bit average. We might still walk away with a feed. Now when I first arrived here there were plenty of mullets swimming past, but my big head seems to have scared them all, so I'm throwing some bread in to see if I can bring them back around before I drop the net in. Pretty good throw if I say so myself, straight on top of a massive rock.
Alright guys, bit of a disappointment here. Just seen some bait cruising along. Thought, you know what, live bait's better than dead bait through the net. She's stuck. I mean, I'm going to hang around for a while, have a bit of a fish. I'll come back here a little bit later, see if we can get it off on the low, but it's pretty deep. She might be staying down there. I mean, I'm not swimming in there.
Now guys, full disclosure, I have been to this spot before, 4 or 5 years ago. And at that time I used to drive along this bank, believe it or not. I tell you what, there's no way you'd be driving along here now. It's amazing the power of water and what it can do with time. Anyway, time to get a line in the water.
Alright guys, fishing's been pretty slow here this afternoon, to be fair. Caught a few of these little guys, but nothing too exciting. You know, let's get a line back in the water, see if anything else turns up. I was actually trying to avoid climbing down here. I mean, to start with, it's pretty sketchy, and you also never know if there's a lizard or something coming out of here. So I was trying really hard to avoid that, but as you can probably see here, got my new lure snagged on the other side. So I'm going to attempt to go down, around to the other side and retrieve it. See how we go.
Now it's hard to tell in the video, but this bank is super steep. It's not something you want to take lightly coming down here.
Hey! Success. Now that I'm down here, I might as well have a flick. Alright guys, I'm sure you're well aware, but just for anyone who isn't, predatory fish will take any advantage they can get, whether it be hanging around a bit of structure or some water movement like we've got out here. I haven't had any luck yet, but we'll keep on persisting where this water's running out, and hopefully we'll pick up a grunt or a jack or maybe even a barra.
I don't know if you guys can see that, but that appears to be a pretty decent sized flathead in the mangrove, so I don't know what's happened there, whether it's died of natural causes or maybe it was hooked up to somebody and got busted off and the line's been tangled. I don't know, it's just sad to see. What a waste.
Alright guys, although the water still is rushing out, I don't think it's going to get much lower. As you can see there, the original wall, as soon as we stopped all the flow, I might head around and see if I can see that cast net. I'll see you over there. Alright guys, I don't know if you know this, but this plant here is actually what they call a native passion fruit. That's the fruit growing on it there. When they're ripe, they'll turn yellow, and the little husky thing around the outside, it'll dry up. They're very sweet. I'll see if I can find you a photo of a ripe one later on. Maybe even look up the proper name for them, but there you go.
Now unfortunately the net's still well below the waterline, but I've got to give it a crack nonetheless. I've just spent a couple of hours sewing it up.
Still in the water.
Success. Now these pots have only been in for a couple of hours, so I'm super stoked that there's a crab in there. Even though he's a little bit on the small side, it's a good sign. Now let's get this boy out of here.
Shoot. Alright guys, that's me for this afternoon. I decided to leave these pots in, so I might come back and check them later tonight. If not, first thing in the morning before they get pinched.
Now this creek is absolutely alive with mullet. It's hard to see under torchlight, but it is unreal how many fish are down there. Now between the two pots, we managed to pick up 3 crabs, all of them bucks, and all of them just undersized. We let them go, and I'll reset them and come back in the morning. Now after seeing how many mullet were moving around in that creek, I couldn't help but walk out to the point where we were fishing earlier in the day. Now unbelievably, the water's still running out. It's been a few hours since we were here last, and it's the bottom of the tide now. Now it's a little bit hard to see on the video, but I'll tell you right now, there was mullet here and they were getting smashed.
G'day guys, I'm just heading in to check the pots this morning and rip them out of the water. Although I didn't do any good fishing there yesterday, I still think it'd be a great place to fish. Definitely one of the harder difficulty places to fish around town. I'd recommend taking at least 2 or 3 people and hitting it dusk into early evening. I think that's when you'd find the most action from predatory fish. Things like barra, jack, probably some decent grunter getting around there as well. And of course your normal species like bream and flathead will be cruising through as well. You do want those extra couple of sets of eyes just in case there's a lizard crawling in and out of that swampy area. You don't want him sneaking up behind you. Probably not somewhere I'd recommend taking kids, but you know, a spot where you can throw a crab pot in while you're having a flick, that's a pretty good spot I think. So yeah, we'll check them this morning, we'll see if we get any crabs. If not, you know, better than being at work still, isn't it?
Now we got another young buck in here this morning, but just like the rest of them, this one's a little bit undersized. Now it's hard to be 100% certain, but I'm pretty sure this is the same guy we caught last night. He's missing his back swimmer and he's about the same size. Still undersized though. Alright guys, that's it from me today. So if you guys could like it, share, subscribe, I don't know, one of them, all of them, any of that would be great for me. And if there's anywhere you guys would really like me to check out or anything you'd like me to go and do, leave a comment, send me a message. My details are there guys. Catch you next time.